So let's start with a recap. What happened last session?
We crashed a ship.
Yeah. You were able to fly a centuries-old ship momentarily.
Yes. And then we crashed it.
It was a pretty smooth crash. It could have been worse.
Found a lockbox that was stored away in the ship.
Yeah, you found Alfred.
Yeah, we found Alfred. Found a little robot.
But I had a moment with it, and then
Somehow turned it off.
Anima's caught by having a moment that was like, what's going on with that? What's up with that?
Mm-hmm.
And so it led into an interesting conversation later on. But we were able to get it out of there. Alex kind of picked up and carried it.
Yeah.
They met two people. They came with brought us like 2 vehicles to come back with. But they kind of checked out the ship.
Yeah, they're part of the salvage team, just, running diagnostics, checking to see anything that needs to be repaired, just so, you want to make sure the ship that you're hauling off of a planet isn't about to explode or something.
I mean, it did crash, so probably good idea.
Yeah, just, making sure everything's, good and stable and not gonna, accidentally kill anyone or send anyone. Yeah. So I believe we left off, you had taken it back. Stavias is still in negotiations. I think they might have actually been momentarily borrowed by Malachi to help with some other side negotiations. Because Malachi was looking to set up a deal with basically like a workforce contractor, and Stavias happened to know the person, so they volunteered, hey, I can help with that. So that is what they are doing now. And I think you're still in the cargo bay, and the cargo bay door was open, so as you're standing around, you hear this rumble of what sounds like thunder. And someone comes running up on the salvage team, a Promethean, and says, hey, so looks like there's a storm about to hit. The Goliath says it's gonna be here in a few minutes. Not enough time to get everything out, but it shouldn't take too long for it to pass. They're thinking maybe activate the shields. We should be able to protect all of the valuables that we can't exactly get. At least protect the basilisk. Everything else should be fine in the hangar. Insect nods. Oh, certainly. Now activate the shields. About how long do you think a storm is going to last? Goliath estimates about an hour and a half. They'll be keeping us updated. Doesn't look too bad, just enough to make it a little dangerous to get off planet. And the person runs back off, and Spectre says, oh, looks like we're going to be staying here for a bit. Do you want to see if maybe they can go on the cutter and see what they found? Oh, I know I want to.
Alright.
Figured it's about lunchtime anyway, so we can just invite ourselves over there. Makes more sense than all dining on our ship. And Spectre just is like, no, come on later, Daddy, and she'll head off.
Oh, okay.
As you step outside, you hear the humming and thrumming of the shields, which look like they might actually be able to keep the rain out. Which is something you haven't seen before. You imagine this is not a commonly used ability, but it certainly is a very useful one. And the cutter also has its shields up, and it's like 2 bubbles kind of merging together. And you watch as it kind of evens out into a single bubble, which covers the basilisk. Still got a couple of people running, checking diagnostics on board. And what are y'all gonna do?
Do we need to, let the others that are still at the basilisk know that there's, a storm coming? Or have they been notified?
They were able to somehow get the basilisk closer, so it's under the shield that's up, so they're pretty close by.
That was fast.
Well, we did walk.
That's true.
Yeah. And they did have the fancy hover bike things. They know what they're doing.
What does the storm look like? Can we see the storm through the shield? Is it like just a weird kind of rainstorm? What does it look like on this planet?
You can see there are, or it looks like, dark clouds on the horizon, and seeing the occasional flash, but it looks like the flashes are staying up between the clouds. You can see they're brief, but they're faint colors in the flashes that you've never really seen before in lightning. Could be something to do with the atmosphere up at that level.
Fascinating.
It's beautiful.
That sounded really sarcastic the way I said it. I did not mean for it to.
It did sound kind of sarcastic.
Anima, have you seen stuff like that before? I mean, I guess it's new to me. Just kidding.
I mean, maybe.
Excellent question. I have no idea. I don't know anything. Don't ask me things.
I don't either. I just see things and enjoy them.
You've worked jobs on other planets, so maybe, and... Right. So what are y'all gonna do?
I'm down for whatever, so whatever you guys want to do, I'm down. I know we got that invite, so we probably just go with that, I guess, but... It's up to you guys, whatever you guys feel like doing. So used to stop us making decisions like that, so that's why I'm just like, letting you guys do it, because they usually make the decisions anyway, so, makes it easier.
I mean, I'm good with going. I'm fine with doing something else. Anima, do you have any particular opinions about going?
I have generally no idea what's going on right now.
Weather has your ship grounded for about an hour.
Yeah. I mean...
We can always watch a storm. I mean, we should be safe inside this, with this, so...
We've got a bubble.
No.
Yes?
The shield's being on for about an hour or so won't cause an issue with us getting back to the Opal Star, correct? The ship has enough power, fuel to do both?
Yes, that should be no problem. We may need a momentary 5-minute cooldown for the systems, depending on how long the storm lasts. But our systems are designed to be rather hardy in situations like these. And we do have emergency energy sources for if we need a faster takeoff time.
What about for lightning strikes? I don't know if what these shuttles are made out of would be metallic in a way that would draw the lightning's, I don't want to say attention, but there are some materials that do draw lightning, others not so much.
Our ships are designed to handle and disperse energy if we come into contact with it. Also, you are on the Opal Star right now.
I thought the ship couldn't land on the planet, so we were in a shuttle.
No, the Opal Star was able to land. It's the Goliath.
Oh.
The giant freighter that couldn't land. That's why I said, the Goliath is tracking the weather, because they're, way above, and they're like, by the way, there's a storm coming, y'all might wanna...
Okay.
So yeah, you are currently on the Opal Star.
I'm fine with going over to check it out, so... I guess I'll see you guys there if you want to join.
Sure. I mean...
Make some new friends, see what they've been able to figure out so far from what the information they've gathered.
Yeah.
We can't do anything for Alfred right now, so...
No, still scanning. You see two of the little ship spots have come out and are standing around it and assisting with the diagnostics. The ship has a variety of small little bots and not just the Roombas.
Is there one with a knife taped to it?
I think we said there is, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's still in the mess hall.
I see.
Since someone else is in there, it's currently terrorizing all of the other kitchen robots. No one has been able to catch it to remove the knife. Not even Tally.
Tally put the knife on it.
Was it Tally or was it Farida?
It might have been Farida.
No, Farida put the bow. Back to the thing. So what are y'all doing?
Oh, right. We were doing a thing.
Yes, we were.
Are y'all gonna go eat, or are you just gonna be antisocial?
I mean, not antisocial for together, technically. But yeah, sure. Yes, we're gonna... I think Vi said we're gonna head to the ship, so I mean...
Okay.
I mean, no one's forcing.
To the, what was it, the Crusher?
It's the Crimson Cutter.
Crimson Cutter. I don't know why I want to call it the Crusher every time.
Cooler
I
name.
have no idea.
Concerning name.
It is. It's a weird. It's a weird thing that my brain's doing with this particular ship.
You're thinking of a different ship that's part of a different company that collects and can, like, gathers space debris and...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Because that's definitely a thing. Interstellar trash pickup.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty garbage.
So let's go then. I mean, if you guys want to stay here, that's fine, but I'm interested to see answers.
No, I'm going. Let's go.
Okay.
If you are going to go, you should probably go now. I believe they are starting to serve food.
Yeah, but is it good food though? So, I mean, I guess we'll see.
It is food you do not have to fix.
Doesn't mean it's not good though. Could be terrible.
I think at this point, Vi's leaving.
Yeah, we all just walked.
Vi's like, okay, bye.
Vi's going. Vi's gone.
Yeah, and by as you walk out, you hear... It almost sounds like a crackling sound way above you. When you look up, you see rain is starting to fall, and that crackling is it's hitting the shield. It doesn't seem to be having much of an effect on the shield. It's just that's just the noise that it's making.
That would be an interesting idea for an umbrella.
Mm-hmm. Does it look cool? Like, is it change color at all? Or just like what color is like the shield? Does it change color when the water hits it at all, or no?
It's opaque, and I'm gonna say, like, the side of the shield that covers the cutter, it doesn't really have much of an effect other than sometimes you can see, like, little white starbursts almost. But on the opal star side, you can see, like, there's these little splashes of color. Especially when it starts to rain a little harder, it looks like half of the shield is just a rainbow explosion.
That's tight.
That was Tally's idea, wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
But Spectre didn't veto the idea.
Yes, I'm assuming Tally didn't, like, go renegade and decide to put a random rainbow.
She may have, but Spectre let it happen. Because she's
Okay.
like, alrighty then. I like it.
Does it affect the shields? No. Okay.
It's very entertaining.
Alright.
You see several of Malachi's people just stop and stare at it as it starts doing that. And then after a couple seconds, they shake their heads and go back to what they're doing. I think so far it's just Solara and Bellarune. The two Kesh are still out checking some more things on the basilisk, like checking to make sure the structure is still sound and running some last readings to make sure everything is not about to turn on.
Yeah.
Just double checking everything's stable, good condition, we can go eat lunch.
Engine's not gonna explode or something.
Yeah, making sure everything is all the way off. That there aren't any other surprise robots. So y'all go on to the Crimson Cutter. Cargo bay's down on that as well. There are crates stacked up. You see there is Valna. Got short, dark fur, and they nod when you come in and says, "Oh, are you part of the Opal Star crew?"
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Calgrad. Cargo manager, I believe everyone's in the mess hall, so if you go straight down this hallway and then second door on the right.
Okay. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. And thanks for your help with this. This is awesome.
Yeah. And we could hardly believe it ourselves.
Although, much more cargo than I estimated us carrying.
Well,
You see Scott tablet and is, like, typing in numbers and...
it's nice to meet you as well. I'm Vi.
Nice to meet you. And your names?
You just go with Bal, it's fine.
Anima.
Pleasure just to meet you all. I'll be joining you in just a second. Just adjusting some calculations. Might end up needing to get more fuel for the next leg of the trip, but that should be fine. We've got room in the budget for it. He's just kind of trails off and starts muttering to himself a bit, like he's doing mental math partly out loud.
I'm really gonna say some numbers to try to throw them off as we pass by.
He switched what language he's speaking in. He's speaking in his native language, so. But there's a quick, glance in your direction.
And a smile.
Before he goes back to what he's doing.
Okay.
You're going to have to try harder if you want to trip me up.
Okay. In that case, I use my expansion electromagnetic pulse to shut off his tablet that he's using as I walk by. So, well, actually, it wouldn't affect Anima, right? That's the reason why I wouldn't use it, because it's as an action, you unleash a pulse of energy from your harness, directly affecting all automatons and constructs within range. Each of these targets within 30 feet of you. But I think I can kind of choose it, so...
You're going to use a spell to mess with this person.
Yeah, that's a rig expansion, so technically it's not a spell, it's my harness, my rig that's coming off of, so... Not really a spell, just, it's my rig. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we're getting into combat, so... I'll do it as we're walking by, so it'll be kind of like a little short circuit, like a little zap, so...
If you mess with this man too much, you might. He's just trying to get his work done so he can go eat lunch.
Fine, okay, I won't then. I mean, he's the one who said, want to mess with me, so I'll just, but I won't. I'll save that for later, the next time we meet him.
I have just an entire group of Chaos Gremlins, and then there's Anima.
Yeah.
Who so far hasn't gone full Chaos Gremlin, but
yeah,
we'll see. So you see Malachi in there, you see there is what appears to be an older female Eldore, and Malachi introduced, this is Lustrous, my partner, Jeanwood. Pleasure to meet you, Omi. It's always pleasant when we get to work with others, especially when this one, pointing at Malachi, doesn't get to go tromping off through the woods. He always gets into some kind of trouble. Feel free to help yourself. She points to there's a variety of food thing, kind of like picnic lunch. So there's sandwiches, potted chili kind of stuff.
So we'll go through and eat some. Be like, well, good thing Stavus isn't here because I don't think they would try any of it, so probably for the best. But yeah, I'll just grab some stuff. I'll just haphazardly get it. That looks good. Grab. Then sit down at an open spot and start eating.
I think you see Spectra and Tully have already sat down. They have played their talking back and forth, and Tully's just like, I know there's so many people who aren't going to believe we actually found it. We found the basilisk. That's nuts. How many bets did you have on that? Spectra's like, I may need to go back and check my records, but I know for the fact I at least have one about when it comes to what the settlers were doing. And I believe I need to double check if that was actually an official agreed upon bet with that Blair about how long it would take it to be discovered. Because I think I might have won that one. Just need to do the math also on when we made that bet. It could get iffy. Oh, hey guys! Y'all did a pretty good job.
Pretty big ship. I mean, it's kind of hard to miss.
Apparently harder than you would think.
It wasn't a cave for a few centuries.
No, really, we found it pretty well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, went out there and found it, so I think it was that hard.
There was a giant gem lizard sitting on top of it.
Yeah, well, I think we took something's home, actually.
No, there was no nest, actually.
Yeah, still, but could have lived there, I mean. But it could, but do we know those creatures even make nests, though? I mean, I don't know much about those kind of creatures, so...
Do you just like sitting on metal and sleeping on metal?
Yeah, it actually means Eva's did it quite a bit, so yeah, I don't mind. I mean, you get used to it. Sometimes you gotta sleep, so as long as you have a cover over your head, middle's not so bad.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I highly recommend trying to bring a nest of anything onto the ship. Nell will rat you out in a heartbeat.
Bring a what on the ship?
A nest of any kind of creature. Do not try and bring creatures onto the ship without permission. Now we'll rat you out.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Rat.
She certainly will.
Well, if we find an animal now, we made it a challenge, so... Although... Yeah. We'll see.
See Spectres just taps the little thing under Sim unit and puts it back down. So, unfortunately, as you can tell, bit of a delay, but the good news is we may be able to get some decryption done on at least some of the basic entry and exit logs to figure out how long it's been since someone was last at the hangar. Put that together with some other information we've got Nell working on it as well. We may be able to start piecing together where everyone went.
Sounds good.
Which I believe Anima, your friend that you told us of, would be very interested to hear those answers.
Maybe, I mean, most likely, yes. I mean...
Your friend Relic, who was low-key obsessed with the basilisk when he was little.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were talking about,
Kai.
Me too, I thought, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I was like...
confused.
Scarecrow Man.
Yeah, Kai.
Kai.
Who is probably
about
still
Kai.
back in that cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the dead bugs and the dead
Lizard.
crystal lizard.
Well, at least you got something to eat now, I mean. Bugs can definitely a little bit of protein, I mean. It looked like mostly edible until he had passed the carapace, so... At least he's got something to snack on and, nice little cave now. And he seemed to survive out there pretty well for long, so, I mean... Assume they're okay.
Lustrous pipes up. Well, the Senses and the Goliath have been able to start tracing him now that we know more or less where he's been, so we're keeping an eye on him.
Oh, he will love
Just
that.
Be careful.
Can you not do that? I mean, is it possible to maybe not do that at all, by any chance?
All of us went like,
Just keeping an eye on his general area so when someone comes to collect him and take him somewhere, he can have some connection to society.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there, I mean, if he's okay being out there, I mean, did he, I don't know if he said he wanted to get off when we last spoke to him. I mean, if he's okay, I mean, do you guys, it's gonna be like by force kind of thing, because he knows how to, he can throw down, so I mean, may take kind of quite a few of you if you want to wrangle him in.
I mean, he was interested in researching more, so you kind of can't do that on a deserted planet.
I mean, I think he did pretty well, things considered. I mean, yes, he was a little,
intense.
There's also certain things that he is now further interested in researching that he really can't research on this planet.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you...
Start with that. As long as you start with that to get him, bring that up. Not just run and take you, but bring that up, and that should, it's a good point, guys. So that would definitely help.
Do not bring up nanomachines.
Oh, why not? But they're so cool!
He believes they are in the water.
Let us know they're already in our bloodstreams.
Oh, he's one of those. You would be surprised. Apparently that's a common paranoia coming out of the Federation, which is really concerning.
I mean, how do we know they're not, though? I mean,
I did some tests while we were in there, so... And you see, Spectre just... You hear a thunk as Spectre kicks Tally under the table. Ew. What? Spectre just gives her a look. Because, Val, this is your first time hearing that they were there. That Spectre and Tally were there. And the Federation.
And Bob probably just let it slide because he's not, thinking that, so he'll be like, okay. It's just like, okay, Federation. This way I put 2 and 3 together, so he's just like, okay. Well.
Yeah, Malachi just looks at Spectre. So that's where you've been all this time? Yes, it's long story. Don't want to talk about that right now. Also, things I can't quite talk about yet. Just don't I know, don't tell anyone.
We got plenty of time, I mean, there's storming, right? So, I mean, want to tell them you could. Nothing else to do, right?
Can you roll an insight check on Spectra for me, Bao?
Yeah, let's see. Insight. It's a 13.
As you say that, she gets a look on her face, and you get the feeling it's less of she doesn't want to talk about it, more of a she's not supposed to. That's perhaps a story for another day.
I get you. I think certain things you can't talk about, Sometimes for legal reasons, sometimes, they make it locked away. So I get it. I got a couple things like that too, so.
Via and Anima, how are you reacting to this conversation? What's going through your mind?
I mean, I think there may have been a moment that Vi mentioned to myself on Tally, like, I know you ran some tests on us, like, for health reasons. Just make sure those didn't have nanomachines or anything. Because, like, Vi's sort of getting a little more paranoid. It's like, there weren't any, right? Like, in the water or in us. Right?
There's your response back. No, they haven't developed that kind of tech yet.
Of course it would say that. Just kidding.
Better safe than sorry, but thanks.
Anima, what's your reaction?
Anima has fully moved on from the nanomachines. She couldn't care less about those. She is, however... She does have a question. Malachi, do you have any connections at Nova Station?
I wish I did, but at least nothing directly. Thanks, Spectre, and I've also been helping, trying to get in touch with them with verification that we have the Basilisk. We still have some more tests and information together to help further verify, but I'm pretty small-scale operation.
I guess. Still, I think I might be overdue with a check-in.
I realize Nova Station's kind of like a private government think tank, except for it's ongoing and it's multiple think tanks.
Even if you did, it probably wouldn't be the right department.
Are you looking to get a job at Nova Station?
I had one.
Which that's the first y'all have heard of that, and the first Spectre's heard of that. Spectre just kind of blinks to tell us, like, you what? When? How? What?
If I could answer those questions, I absolutely would. And I think they may have stranded me in a hellscape. So, little bit irritated at that.
Let's just choose this moment to go take some food to the people outside, because she's just like, I don't need to be a part of this conversation.
Nobody needs to be part of this conversation. This is Anima venting.
And I think at this point, Malachi's gonna be like, I'm gonna go check on something. Also just kind of gets up and heads out. Just the moment of, this is a private conversation. I'll be right back.
Is it?
I mean, Anima's not making a private conversation.
No, Anima, is not.
Spectre's like, so what do you remember? Seems like you've something else has come back.
Dottie and I were offered a job at Nova Station. Together. We both took it, and then nothing.
It was one of the last things that happened before.
Yeah. So, either they are the reason, or they just didn't care.
Or they thought you were dead.
That is also a possibility, but you'd think? There were very few of the Ashen Guard who were colorful at all.
Actually, in this part of space, they are much more colorful.
Those are the Ashen Ford, the Ashen Guard, the ones in the Federation.
Okay, gotcha.
I stood out like a sore thumb. If they had any kind of monitoring of that side, it wouldn't be difficult to find me.
If you were put in a full military position, we don't know. Do you remember your first moments in the Federation, or just because they may have had kept you for a bit, tried to get information or something. Or see if you were really having amnesia.
You just stepped out of a pod. They called you by the number 1335 and gave you orders to follow. What's going on in Bal's mind as this conversation's going on? Do you want to roll anything to see if you can figure out what's going on here?
No, because he wouldn't really get it. He just kind of enjoys eating. It's like, okay, well, not really following too much that's going on. Something's going on. People getting all weird about it, so... Yeah, she's just eating, just kind of looking between the two as like this goes on. Just like, okay, well, just used to it too. Especially when it's obvious, he's used to moments like these. So even though he might not know what's going on, he's used to like these kind of awkward, kind of more tense moments. So
It's hard to believe Dottie'd give up on me.
Tally just kind of pipes up. I mean, they're more focused on Crucible tech at Nova Station. Maybe they didn't even know to look, and this wouldn't be the first time something bad happened at a station. Sometimes things go wrong. Maybe station was destroyed or a shuttle was destroyed and they never found a body, so after a while they just assume you're dead. And kind of glances at Spectre. She says this, and Spectre's not saying anything.
but that's assuming that they looked for a body then, right? I mean...
Well, it depends on how close they were probably to a planet or something. Anything that would get out of the orbit, or the stable orbit of a planet or a star would probably either be slingshotted somewhere or be vaporized.
Apparently, it's really easy for bodies to just vanish in space when the station explodes and no one goes to check on it for several weeks. You don't need to roll to see. Spectra is still pissed off about that.
Well, either way, Anima, if you think Dottie will tell you the truth when we find her, you'll be able to get the full story from her. Or at least her side of the story.
Perhaps she was in a situation where she couldn't come looking for you. She could have been injured. She could have suffered similar memory loss.
I mean, we won't really know until we get to speak with them, so I mean... No point kind of dwelling about it. I mean, we're going to talk to them hopefully soon enough, and now we can know the answers. So otherwise, we can make up, like, maybe they did this or that, but who knows? Maybe there's something that's going to happen, and we're not going to kind of know when we talk to them. We have ways to make sure, they're telling the truth, too, so I think we do meet them and make sure they'll give us the truth, so...
Yeah, I guess.
And look at the price, at least you're here now, at least we got, like, a good group now, so I mean... What happened before his terrible police, like, Vi and myself, we were like, anything like that happens, like, for sure we're gonna die trying to find you, so if there's any, consolation, I guess, like, we're not just gonna leave you out somewhere. But yeah, I don't know, we'll find them, though. Like I said, I'll make sure that they, tell whatever the truth is that they have, so I'm used to getting the truth out of people.
That's a potentially concerning statement, but maybe if we can figure out your clan, they might know something.
That's a good point. Did we ever do any research into the clan marks? I think we were going to, and then it kind of just...
I mean, there was some, but then y'all got distracted, but because I've had plans for how this was going to happen. As you're talking about this, because dramatic timing, Anima, you get a text from Ferda.
Me?
Yes.
Ooh.
You get a message from Ferda on her sim, just out of the blue.
Oh.
What is Anima's ringtone? Anima has no chosen. What does the ringtone sound like?
Is it the default, or have you changed it to something else?
Oh, it is a default ringtone, that's for sure.
Just the bass, just like bring. Okay.
You know that I'm I'm struggling to like describe what the ringtone sounds like. It's the one that's like ting. It's like that one.
Just
okay.
The single ping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so get the text and you open it, and it's a picture. You can see, like, Verda has basically pushed this person's shirt up and has taken a picture of their back, and there's someone standing in the background, like, what? But the thing that also catches your attention is the marks on the back are the exact same as your clan marks.
Oh. While I appreciate it, Farida, what the fuck?
I think at that, Vi sort of perks up and sees if she can, like, look to the side and try to see what shenanigans she's gotten up to this time.
Yeah, no, I straight up, I hand my... Like...
Do you guys... Whoa, okay.
Here, look at this.
I bet she didn't even warn them.
My friends are invasively... Do apologize to that person for being nosy.
Later, first things first, is your last name, and as you read it, a memory triggers, because I like being dramatic. You don't need to roll for this. I want to give it to you. So you remember you're standing in this amphitheater-style room, as it's the day when all the people in your class, it is basically the day when you get selected into your clan. And there are representatives from the different clans and different families there, and you are nervous. Because, like, you've worked with some of the different clan people before, and, like, you know where you want to be, but part of you's so nervous if, are they gonna pick me, and are they gonna pick me? And then that person steps up, and I would say you're nervous to the point where you're like, you can't quite catch all that they're saying until they say, Anima, step forward.
I trip a little bit when I do. Just like a little stumble. Like a puppy who hasn't quite figured out feet.
Aww.
You feel like all the eyes are on you. This is like, you've been in this room for a while as one by one people have been selected for their clans by different members, and because like in each clan they're like little family units.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically each family unit decides, okay, who do we want to adopt? And this is a person that you very much enjoyed working with. You have shown strength, courage, and a dedication to building a better future. And that is why we wish to have you join our clan. Will you join?
Yes.
Then welcome, Anima Bravala, to your clan. The next week or so, a lot of time was spent getting to know your clan, but you also like spent a little bit of time with Dottie as well, because she was very excited and very proud of you. But yeah, you remember your family, and you remember particularly the first person you met was named Rout. Your family unit was a very close one. You will remember the rest of the names later when I've decided what they're going to be, or we can work on that.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine there's probably about like 5 or you made 6 in your little family unit, and you would travel together a lot. Congratulations, you remember your last name. Battle Vi, you're watching as Anima just gets the 1,000-yard stare.
Everything okay?
She didn't send a different picture, did she? I'm assuming Vi's like,
Is this a person that I recognize? Is this a person in my family or just in the clan? Or is their face not in the picture?
The person whose shirt she has lifted up is not, you can't see their face, but there's someone behind them that they look familiar. You know they're also Marvala. They're part of a different family.
Okay.
They had a little bit of a different focus towards the same goal.
Okay.
But you've like met them once or twice. And you remember, oh yeah, another musical friend.
Basically, put my cousin's shirt down or so help me.
oh no. Do you say that out loud?
I do. I also texted to her.
I mean,
What,
cousin.
you- wait,
That's your
cousin? You remember them?
The Marvala clan.
Val, you know that clan.
Oh, I do? Oh.
Yeah, they're... So, with the Ashenforge clan, it's like a mix of different Ashenforge with different purpose, but it's kind of like centered around a goal. And the Marvella clan is kind of focused on building or protecting a better future.
Oh, they're cool. That's good one to be a part of. I mean, how about protecting and stuff like that's pretty tight, so that's cool. That's really cool.
Although it's a little weird that Anima is just now remembering this to you, Bao.
Yeah.
It's one of those, that's not something you forget.
Oh, who am I to judge? I mean, think crazy things have happened, so I mean, something happens, you forget. I mean, world works in mysterious ways, so I'm not going to judge if you forget. I mean, something's gonna, who knows what happened. At least now you know, that's the main thing, right? So.
Do Spectra and Tali know the Marvella clan?
Yeah, they're familiar with it. Spectra just looks so proud of you right now. She's just so happy for you. And Tali's like, oh, I know them. They're really cool. Some of their families do so much cool stuff. I had no idea, but that makes so much sense. She's like bouncing, and Ty comes in just immediately hand on shoulder.
I mean, at this point, can you reach out to them now, Anima? I mean, is there a way to, like, you know, like, hey.
I mean, yeah, if we can go to where their home, I don't know if they live on a planet by themselves or with other beings, but yeah, we could go see them now that we know where their name.
Your family unit kind of traveled a lot.
Yeah. My unit was a little bit nomadic, I'd say.
Okay.
So they might be a little bit hard to find. But apparently, not for you.
I was gonna say, it can't be that hard if they got that picture.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Which I direct at
At the phone.
my comm unit. My comms.
Yeah. Yeah, she's...
Has Farida responded to...
Put my cousin's shirt down or so help me.
Yeah.
Just like, sorry, I just got excited and had to show you.
Uh-huh.
Also, he didn't mind.
okay, well, alright.
So is it?
What?
Farida asked if Marvella is your last name.
Yes!
There is just a stream of dancing gifs
Oh.
and happy emojis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please don't explode my unit. Farida.
Oh, believe me, it can get worse. This is her being a bit... I think she may be slightly telling the person that they're being helpful, because it could be worse.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
And then there's another text. So they don't recognize your name, but they'll be asking around to see if they can figure out people that know you.
Tell them to ask about route.
Thumbs up emoji.
Okay.
And then one more dancing gif.
Question, are any of the dancing gifts like her hologram? Like at a concert or something?
I was gonna ask, so what kind of dancing gifts are they?
I feel like the answer would either be all of them are, or she still feels kind of weird about that.
Okay.
So it's just like different cartoon gifs.
Okay.
Mm.
Except for the last one's probably a dancing gif of her that's just like, I did it!
Yeah.
I did it! Well, certainly a place to start.
Yeah.
Spectre's like tapping along. She's tapping up some messages, and Tally's got her tablet, has her sim unit on the table so she can type faster.
Well, I guess we are in the middle of a storm. There's not much better to do.
You have been listening to Aboard the Opal Star, an Esper Genesis 5e actual play podcast DM'd and produced by Brie and Jean as part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network changing reality one story at a time. Vilena is played by Alexis Workman. Anima is played by Casey Glover. Stavios is played by Shan Smith. Valimar is played by Blake Francis. And the theme music, as always, is by Patrick Chester of Chester Studios. If you don't want to wait to see what happens next, you can get early access to our episodes over at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. If you like our show, please consider leaving us a review on your favorite podcasting app so people can know where to find us. We couldn't do this without your help. To get more information on this or any of our other shows, check out our website at pseudonymsocial.com.